Hey everyone, this is Disc Junkie, and today it's finally time to check out the box that you've all been waiting for. This is the UK limited edition of the Alien Anthology. So first up, we have a outer cardboard box, which is actually quite sturdy. You can just check the different sides here. Now, as you can tell, the artwork is pretty much the same on all sides, and well, overall the detail feels really good for the outer box. It's a very sturdy box, good cardboard. I'm also glad that they changed the name from Alien Quadrilogy to Alien Anthology. Anyway, here we got some info about the egg itself, because this egg actually lights up, so there are batteries included in it, so you can turn it on and off, and there's light, and we'll get to that in a minute. So that's just some general info about what batteries to use and how to dispose them in the battery disposing units, which look like that. Or actually not, that's regular trash cans, so you don't put them in there. I wonder why there's two trash cans. Oh, anyway. As for limitation on this, I would love to know how limited this is, because I haven't found an official record of how limited the UK version is. I know that the US version, which will be exclusive to Comic-Con and also exclusive to Fox, I believe, like their online store, the US set was supposedly only made in 5,000 copies. I haven't heard anything about this UK version, but yeah, let's just open this up. No, actually, before I do, just a quick look at this. This is the paper flyer that was glued to the back of the box. You know, just 4 little dots, so they were very easy to remove. So as you can tell, it's a bit of an overview of the box set, and it's a 6-disc set. You're just gonna have to check all like the disc specs and stuff like that on another review, because I don't have time to go in on it, and I haven't gone through all the discs yet. This is just the first time seeing of the box. I've only had it, you know, a quick check, and now I'm showing it to you. So anyway, we open this up, and as you can tell, you got these typical cardboard flaps. And, well, as you can see, we actually have a plastic mold. And I want to say that this is actually very well packaged. There's not a lot of chance of the set sort of being damaged. So I'd say they did a really good job on the safety of transit, so to speak. So there you go. Here we got the egg. And I don't know what to say. The egg feels... it's a very cool set. Just look at it. We got like a base which has embossed letters, and it's all very nicely painted. A lot of small little details. You know, some nice shades here as well, as you can see. Just like that. And then we got the bottom of the box. You can tell that there's sort of a battery hatchet. Now there was actually a safety strip here, sort of just like a white piece of paper that was stuck in this little hole. So you pull that out, and then you sort of, you know, then the batteries are active, so then you can turn it on and off. And we're actually gonna just start by doing that. So we got a small button here, just turn that. So there you go. It's an illuminating egg. From the looks of it, it's mainly just like the opening that's illuminated. You can't really see through the rest of the egg. This is very, you know, you can see a little bit through sort of like the top here, but the lower part of the egg, you can't really see the light through the bottom of the base or anything. So, you know, I would have liked a bit more sort of, more of a layer quality, that you can actually see the entire egg sort of lighting up a little bit. But, yeah, it's still very nice. It has a lot of small details, as you can see. And you know, this was sculptured by Sideshow Collectibles, so I mean, you know the quality is good, and, well, I can just confirm that, you know, it looks really great. And, well, the only thing that sort of stuck out to me when I first unboxed it was that the egg, or actually, well, the alien, it's very hard to show you, but just to know, some small parts of the alien had like a bit of sort of paint chips falling off. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone, because it's not like the paint chips off everywhere, but basically like, you know, just like down here on one of these sort of thingies, I don't know what this is, you know, there was like sort of a small paint chip, but once you just, you know, sort of scrape that off, then it's a good surface. I mean, it was a little bit rough, but it's not like you lose the paint. The paint was basically just, it was too much paint, and it had like a small paint chip just standing out, so, you know, that sort of just brushed off. But that's basically just, you know, some residue from the mold, so I wouldn't say that's, you know, a big issue, but just thought you'd like to know anyway. So, well, as you can tell, we have this rather detailed alien sort of wrapping around, and he's very much, you know, he's not a loose piece. You do have, I do believe, like the head has been attached, and these sort of breathing, I don't know if he breathes with them, but you know, these sort of back stuff sticking out the back. So those seem to have been stuck on and then sort of glued in, but the rest of the figure is very much molded together with the egg. So you know, there's no sort of separating the alien from the egg. It's just it's a very intricate structure, and as you can tell, it's actually highly glossy. They really did a nice job sort of coating it to look like, you know, very glossy looking plastic. So yeah, I don't know what to say, just an awesome figure. I think they did a really great job on this. So that's about it for showing the actual box. And then we get to the discs, which are actually hidden in the base here. You can see that you got a small sort of handle thing here. So you just push this down slightly and you got just a very small piece of plastic sort of locking it. So then you got the Blu-ray digipack in here. It's quite easily accessible. And I'm gonna come back to that topic actually, because I have a bit of a cool thing about the outer box which I haven't discussed yet. So here we got the interior of the box. Just hard, solid plastic. Not a big point about talking about the inside, I guess. And then we get to the digipack. I don't know what I think about the artwork. Looks good. Colors feel a little bit off, but maybe that's just my personal taste, I don't know. It's a good printing, I like it. And it very much goes in coherence with, you know, sort of the design of the rest of the box, so yeah, I think it's pretty nice. And there we got the back of the box. Basically just, you know, it's just listing all the film info, like production companies, director, stars, stuff like that. Let's see if we can fold this out. I don't know if we have enough space, because as usual, they decided to go for the sort of bowling alley route, where you need like a fucking bowling lane to sort of display the whole thing. But I want to mention that they've done a lot of new artwork for this, you know, very sort of, I mean, they're keeping to sort of like classic elements, but as you can tell, this feels like a very sort of new style, in my opinion. And I don't know exactly what I think. Overall, I'm not crazy about the sort of color palette on this, with this sort of greenish orange thing. And you know, I might be the only one, but you know, I think I would have preferred some slightly different color palettes, like the more fluorescent type, like they had on the quadrilogy box set. Here it's more like a military type green. I don't know, just thought I'd bring it up. So, just folding this out. And as you can tell, there are a lot of images here. I'm going to show them individually, just close up, so I'm just folding this out right now to give you the full view of the interior. So first up, we get the Alien disc. Then we get Aliens. Moving on to Alien 3. And this is all, you know, new, never before seen disc art for these. Alien Quadrilogy had a completely different look to it, so yeah, I really like what they did here. It's quite nice. So you got the 4 movie discs, and then you have these 2 sort of bonus discs, which are the making of the Alien Anthology and also the Alien Anthology archives. Now, as for the interior, I just want to mention the background for all of these are just black. So they didn't do anything for the background of the interior, which I think is, you know, it's a bit of a poor choice. I mean, they could have easily printed something, and I don't know, it just feels, it feels empty, and yeah, a little bit of a letdown. I mean, it's a very, very expensive and, you know, highly anticipated set, so I would have liked to see a bit more effort just on that little part. Anyway, so here we go, we got the artwork, which, I don't know, it's nice, it's very detailed and very sort of different from what they've done before, but I don't know, I have a hard time getting used to it. It sort of feels maybe a little bit goofy, I don't know. It's like a comic style sort of display of the alien figures. But still, it's quite a nice variety. There you got the classic facehugger. Then you actually have this sort of odd shot of the alien queen. So I don't know, it's fun because it feels like they sort of played around a little and they didn't just stick to sort of like the safe route or whatever. So yeah, you know, I could go both ways. I think it's a fine choice, but at the same time, I don't know, it takes a little bit of time getting used to maybe. And just move on real quick here. We do have this little paper flyer. There's just a small sort of pocket at the end there. So this is just sort of a small introduction to the sort of disc navigating system, because it has this sort of intricate MU3 mode. It's just me, or does this sound like sort of a shortening for a bad word or something? Like motherfucker mode. And then we have the Alien Anthology, and this is just like a small sort of, well, mode viewer's guide, basically also discussing the sort of intricate menu system in detail, I guess. Here's a letter from Ridley Scott, and then we talk sort of like the guide about, you know, how you work the system, what all these sort of icons mean. And, you know, basically then it's just sort of like basically a sub-menu listing. And here you also have sort of all the listings for the extras on each disc. So, well, I'm not gonna run through them all, but I will sort of go through this eventually and sort of list all the specs on my website. So you will find a link below where I will update all this stuff. So just keep an eye on the website, and I'll try to get through all this as soon as I can. I remember the old box, it had like 40 hours of features or something. So yeah, it might take a while. You know, I've seen the quadrilogy stuff, all the stuff on that box set, and it's just one of the most complete making of back to back. They're just amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much all of what I can show you in terms of the digipack and the box set. So now I'm just gonna stick it all back in here. But before we do that, just take a quick look at the interior of the box. As you can tell, there is actually a lot of sort of background artwork, just like the sort of top cover, with all of these sort of H.R. Giger alien-esque patterns. So yeah, I think they did a really good job on this. And as you can tell, there's also a plastic mold at the bottom, so the egg sits very safely, and this is also removable, so there you got that. But yeah. It has a big piece of tape, which is about this wide, and just goes like that. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Why the fuck does it have tape on it? Okay, that is so weird. I didn't even notice. I just noticed this now. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's actually, yeah, there you go. Check that out. There's a big piece of tape there. That is so weird. Okay, so that's, I don't know if anyone else is buying this. Yeah, who else is going to buy this? But if you do, feel free to comment and let me know if you have a tape like that inside, because that's definitely a very strange error. Still, very, very nice box set. I'm really happy that I got this, and I really hope you enjoyed this review. I sure enjoyed making it, and I know that this is just one of those sets that's been so requested. I mean, I've had a bunch of people sending me messages sort of asking when I'm going to do a review and if I'm going to buy it and all that. So, well, I sure hope that all my subscribers enjoyed this, and I hope everyone who's sort of been asking questions about it really liked it. Now, before I go, this was something I did want to bring up, because this was one of the most surprising things I found about this box set. Here you got the back cover, which doesn't look too interesting, but notice this one. There is actually a cutout here, and I thought, you know, this is not a big deal, it's not very important, but I just think you would enjoy this, because this actually has a opening, just like a flap, so you can actually remove the Blu-ray box set without opening the outer box. So, you know, if you want to have it on display and don't want to go through the whole thing of bringing the egg out every time, you can just access it through the back of the box. How clever is that? I mean, it's such a simple thing, and, well, I don't know. I, for one, have never seen that done on a box set. And that's about all I had to say about it. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this. And this has been Disc Junkie for discjunkietv saying, well, I guess the only thing I have left to do is put this up on the shelf. So I might as well just go ahead and do that right now, I guess. Is this jizzing in my pants time or what?